Hey, Kim, I think you were right. The music volume was low. Might have also been that track was leveled kind of low. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for the break time. Sorry, I'm going to be stubborn for another hour here. Not going to accept help or tips, at least for the next hour. I want to do this. Sky seems bluer up here today. Probably my imagination. I did go back and look at what you said, Lighting, so I think I've got that in my head. Shit, RZD, thank you for the host. Alright, just kill me now. I had a terrible start. I was looking at the stream box during the opening attack. You should be stubborn about that, Jay. Yeah, it's as soon as they start to give a little wiggle room that, it's like a little crack opening up. Starts as a little crack, and then the next thing you know, it widens into a fissure, and then it's a fucking canyon. And anytime I start to leave a little wiggle room for people offering tips or suggestions with this stuff, which I really just want to bang my head on until I get it, yeah, it gets out of hand really fast. A little crack in the rock turns into a big-ass canyon before you know it. But as I said, Lighting, I did go back and look at what you had said. I'm going to try not to be deliberately obtuse and stubborn about stuff, just because I didn't really mean to get that in. Anyways, yeah, I got what you said about if they're both Ember, just go for a run. Okay, deal. Wait for one of them, and just one of them to at least settle the hell down. Works for me. Doesn't last that long, though. Does it? I still have to do all right with the other one and not get all sloppy. And watch out for those toxic waves. You know, Demon from Below is getting ready to light back up. And Wisdom, I did see what you wrote before, and that is what I had already heard yesterday, that I never really meant to hear about the difference between one and the other in which you kill and how it affects the next phase. Never really meant to get that information, but I had already heard that. So with neither of them embered, I should at least go after one of them anyways. And as for people saying kill Pain first because the outcome is more desirable, so be it, whatever. I'm gonna very stubbornly and painfully do what I want. And yes, it means I will die 100,000 times more. Big fucking deal. King, yo! You got a new graphics card. I think I remember. Did you tell us when your old one stopped working? That sounds familiar. Congrats on the new one. Everything back up and going? You playing? What are you playing? Maybe I should close the laptop. I can't seem to stop myself from trying to read chat in the middle of these fights. Which is particularly unwise. Right now, do I want to burn one of these embers? We're gonna have to co-op at some point. People have offered me embers. Lighting has, Densa has. Or Strawbender has, and but Strawbender's on Xbox, so that's a no-go. I know Lighting would, but we've got to turn. If I go back online, I'm gonna make a backup save first because of what happened yesterday. You're playing Rift? Right in front of this guy is the worst place to be. Like many Dark Souls bosses, up close seems to be a pretty good place to be. But it's all these various meteor attacks. That damage, though. Wisdom, you're on Xbox too? All right, noted. Sorry for the extra confusion. I was just saying what I did during the break. I rolled back and read a little, but I'm not going to be asking for or taking more tips. Do I have to ban the word from my own lips? All right, I'm just going to close the laptop. I don't want to see or respond to. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm verklempt. I missed it. All right. No, Denza, no. I just don't want to talk about it anymore. And if I keep reading, I keep responding. And if I keep responding, people keep responding. And anyways, we play off of each other. Confusion ensues, and I don't do that well when I'm reading chat and trying to fight these bosses. Anyways, I should just have a general rule of thumb when we're playing Souls games and I'm fighting a boss. I don't look at chat. It rarely amounts to anything good when I'm trying to fight a boss. My lap. Nice. That looks like a good one to run away from. And apparently I can run from the dive bomb too if I'm in the right place. He does a bit of a wing buffet when he's putting out some of those fireballs. So we saw the laser yesterday. That's some of the difference between killing one and killing the other first. Depending on which dies first, it changes how the prince behaves. So yeah, I kind of found that out without really wanting to have found that out, but there it is. We've also experienced it firsthand. I may not have made the connection when it happened yesterday, but taking out whichever I normally take out versus that one I took out first last time. That's where the lasers come in. Kim, if you're still there, don't work too hard. Sounds like your lunch is over. I will celebrate extra hard when the victory comes. Hey, Darth. Oh, no, Darth, you've been here. My bad. Chandler. There's Chandler. Antics, I'm not sure. You probably can. Iframes and all that. Howdy, Chandler. Jake, you're taking a nap? Right on. Little bit jealous. Just peeking at chat in between attempts here. Closing the lid halfway. Other than that. Sometimes I think the, oh man, kill me now. Sometimes I think the Demon in Pain has moved in more quickly than he has after that opening sequence, which is pretty predictable. If there's any part of this fight that's predictable, it's the beginning! And, see him moving in now. But sometimes I just get this feeling that he's closing in on me prematurely at the start of the fight. And I react to that without looking. And then it screws me up for what I want to do, attacking the demon from below. A little better on the flasks. I still don't want to, shouldn't need to be down even 3 flasks going into the second phase. I don't have that much gold pine resin left. So assuming I run out, we either grind or I could pop some of the boss souls from our NG run. You know I'm never going to turn most of those into actual weapons, right? So I could buy some more supplies with that. Hey, Jimmy, what's up? What's happening, man? Welcome. Keeping my lid down during attempts, just peeking in between. Now they're both hot. All right, one of them's cooled down. gotta deal with that toxic. Of course. Also gonna run out of blooming purple moss. We may end up popping some old boss souls just so we have something to spend on moss and resin just to keep it up. Trying not to come at him from the front. Where'd he go? Oh, shit. Shit! No! Way too slow on my part. Ever start running too soon so you don't actually start running, but your brain is so committed to it, you hold down that button and you start moving and it takes you about 1-2 seconds to realize I'm not running. You let off the button and start again, and by that point it's too late. Yeah, quick look at what we're sitting on. Still have a number of boss souls. Gunder, Nameless King, Blood of the Wolf, Aldrich, Twin Princes, Stray Demon, Dragon Slayer, Armor, Pontiff, Crystal Sage, and Rotted Greatwood. So, Soul of the Lords, Soul of Sister Frida. I'd probably want to look up a chart of what the weapons were. Make sure I had no interest in making a weapon out of them before burning one of those souls. But we could burn 1 or 2 of those souls just to have something to spend on consumables. Hey, Procyon, what's up? No need to pop boss souls, Jay. You can kill some Lothric Knights for much souls. What level is your weapon? It's a +10 washing pole. I've got some slabs if we want to make a different weapon. Get a different weapon to +10, we can still do that. Procyon, remind me where the Lothric Knights are if we wanted to do that. I'm not on the wrong side, Lumia. We've debated it. Some people want to see the flasks, and some people want to see the damage being done to the boss. If I'm on that side, I hide the damage. If I'm on this side, I hide the flasks. Either way, I'm hiding something, so there is no right, there is no wrong, just a matter of preference, and I get mixed feedback, so I gotta make a decision. I'm just gonna keep covering the flasks. You'll know I'm almost out of flasks when it goes green, when it's not bright orange. It's for everybody. Slowly, the flask will look green and not orange. Lothric Knights are in Lothric. Are you fucking kidding me? That is mind-blowing. Boom goes the Titanite.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Woo! Dragon Slayer Armor Bonfire, better than Sunlight Altar. Okay, well, if I load in to the Dragon Slayer Armor Bonfire at some point, maybe I'll just need to wait till I get there to ask, and maybe it'll make more sense. But Are they just floating around there? I really don't remember. That's Dragon Slayer Armor Bonfire draws no picture in my mind. Lothric Knights, no picture in my mind. Okay, go to the Sunlight Altar. Gotcha. Start at the Dragon Slayer Armor Bonfire and head to the Sunlight Altar. I'd probably need your help, or just wandering around a bit to even remember what that means. The red-eyed Lothric Knight next to that. Didn't I struggle a lot with those? Is that really more efficient if I suck at killing them? It's a good strategy if you are consistent at killing them. We'll come back to that. Besides, popping the boss souls, the whole point is I'm not going to use them. So why not pop them? If I'm not going to use them, why not pop them? That's easy too. That's easier. I don't have to go anywhere or kill anything. I just have to commit to not using them, which is pretty easy to do in most cases. Chandler, Jay reminds me of the Cash Cab host, but with more hair. I don't think I've ever seen that. All you need is the dragon shield. Yeah, yeah. Let's keep going. I've got my lid down again. I won't be reading chat until in between attempts again. Now they're both hot. I walked right into that. So I like the idea of running away from them when they're both hot. That does seem to be when it gets really crazy, when they pile up on top of each other. That primarily happens when they're both on fire, which means they're both moving aggressively towards you. Once one of them does a Hulk smash and kind of runs out of juice, buys you a little time to fight one of them without having to deal so much with the other. Except for those waves of toxic that are pretty avoidable if you pay more attention than I just did. Here comes another one. But I think at best I'm getting through this first phase. Wow. Fish and mail. Getting through this first phase with only 3 flasks used. So when I use 3 flasks before even getting one of them down, that's just bad. Six flasks going into the second phase. 5, really. I'm gonna ditch the embers for a while. I want to just focus on trying to learn how not to get hit by all this stuff. Just running perpendicular when he does his dive bomb doesn't quite seem to be enough. Running, maybe running and a roll. Shit, there it goes again, not running. My thought I was running. Timing. Worst fucking timing. Okay, run and roll for the dive bomb. Does seem to work. I know I just said I wasn't going to spend the embers. I'm probably not the only person who has a habit of reversing a decision they just made 5 seconds ago. Oh, fuck, where'd my weapon go? Did I... Lovely. Lovely. Yeah, it made sense, Pro Scion, but, nevertheless. No, Neon, we've had... Nah, Neon, I'm just, Thank you. Thank you, but no. Welcome. So I did not watch the trailer to this DLC. Did they really spoil this boss in the trailer? That's not too cool. And of course, we had our visitor Kane yesterday, who found a different way to spoil this boss. Once more, to the breach. Alright, one of them cooled down. Ah. Now there goes a good round. I mean, it wasn't a good round yet, but it is definitely not going to be a good round now. Nearly toxic. Shouldn't have used any flasks at this point. Oh, come on! Shit. Shit. So, if we kill Pain first, we get the Prince who does lasers. If we kill Below first, we get the Prince who does more fireballs. No matter which one you might like better in a Prince, I don't really care. I mean, I have no preference. Not at this point. And I don't really want to borrow someone else's preference. Neon! Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. No! No! timing. Terrible timing for a heal. Not sure what he was doing. Oh, yes, of course. Let's not get hit by the laser. Man, I don't hear the alerts hardly at all. It's just too damn loud. Winterman, how you doing? Yes, it is. It is my first time playing the DLC. I've played the rest of the series, except for the Dark Souls 2 DLC. Actually, when I played Dark Souls 1, which was way before I streamed on Twitch, I don't think I played through all that DLC either. I had the, I have the PC Prepare to Die edition, so I suppose I've got it. But I had no one encouraging me to dig it all out. And I wasn't terribly fond of the second Dark Souls. By the time the Scholar Edition came out, I picked it up, but wasn't terribly motivated to actually play it. Even though I've heard good things about the Dark Souls 2 DLC. Okay, I think that scream in the background meant Demon in Pain was waking up. But since they're both still coming after me, I'm gonna stay mobile. Trying to avoid trying to tangle with both of them at once. Okay. It was sloppy, but at least Below went to sleep for a minute. Pain woke up. Shit, that was sloppy. I don't have any souls to pick up. Not really. Oh, wait. How did he get... Was he actually down? What the hell staggered him? I didn't stagger him. Fair enough. Well, I've seen it, and so I've seen Dark Souls 1 a million times. The only reason I ever actually committed to playing Dark Souls 1 was because of a Twitch streamer here, Milt, R-I-V-D. Milt does, sure, Denza, you've heard this before, but Milt does hardcore runs, as a number of people on Twitch do, deathless runs. He's a big fan of Dark Souls 1, so that's his game, even though he'll play the others occasionally. I watched him do it all. I watched him play all bosses, no deaths, countless times, attempts, and sometimes successes. I know how good some of that Dark Souls 1 DLC is, even though I haven't played it. I don't think I've ever watched enough of Dark Souls 2 to even really know what I'm missing there. You loved it, Darth? One of those people who loves Dark Souls 2, they got the difficulty wrong. Difficulty in Souls games means complex enemy attack patterns, not enemy spam. And then there was the whole weapon degradation thing, which just made it really unpleasant to use certain weapons. And the fact, okay, look, we obviously get to looking pretty ugly in any Dark Souls game. You know, we're not the prettiest thing in the world here, so this may sound silly when I say this, but the decay of your character in Dark Souls 2 was unacceptable. It was horrible. I mean, there's a difference between looking ghoulish and zombie-like and looking like stricken, looking just the hair falling out in clumps, and then you're rotting away, and oh my god, I hated looking at my character in Dark Souls 2. Hated it. I don't mind the hollowed look. I'm used to that. Couldn't stand it in Dark Souls 2. So maybe that's my problem. That's just me. Still, I did not like it. What might be a better suit of armor down here? Initially, that's a rhetorical question. I'm not looking for a specific answer. I'm just thinking out loud. If you hear me asking questions, assume that I'm just thinking out loud and not looking for an answer. I'll be really direct. I will tell you I'm looking for an answer if I'm looking for an answer. Gudgeon! What's up, Gudgeon? How are you? Glad you can make it, man. Ah, Jay. Jury is such a beauty. Yeah, the hollowing. The hollowing in Dark Souls 2 really rubbed me the wrong way. You're great. Great. Okay, so let's test this. I am asking if anyone has a suggestion about armor. Just armor. Not weapons, not strats, not where to stand. Not buffs, just armor. Does anyone have a suggestion about a better suit of armor for this fight? I shouldn't even do that. This is still at this boss? No, you're imagining things, Gudgeon. I have no idea what you're talking about. No armor. Thanks, Jake. Thanks. That's incredibly helpful. All right, sorry I asked. Have something you like, good-looking fashion souls. We're already doing that. Sorry I asked. Never mind. Let's go back in. I'm putting the lid down. I'll check back in with chat later. Head start. Okay, Pain, come this way. Toxic, and I'm gonna die from that toxic if I don't do something about it. We are gonna have to do some farming or spend some boss souls for consumables, probably after this run. Shit, timing. Why do I pick the worst times to heal? I don't always pick the worst times to heal. Just enough. Just enough. Okay, come over and play. Come this way. Already have used more flasks than I want to use in this whole phase. And onto my last gold pine resin. And if I used it, my last ember. I've rolled too early many times on that jump. Right into his fire. Did not roll. Damn. Well, that was a good roll. This is awful. Yeah, Darth Cats. HZD, don't miss. Don't miss it. Yeah, that's cool. No, I didn't mean to give everyone grief. Gotcha. I'm all for fashion souls and pro science. Sorry, no magical armor edge gain that will save you. Fair enough. Fire resistant, best guess. Yeah, there's a lot of fire. We were playing around with that a little bit yesterday, looking at what gear might have more fire resist. Everything's a bit of a trade-off. I'm good with this all-purpose. All-purpose. No, I asked Densa. I went there again. In between, I was looking at armor and just said, anyone got any armor suggestions? That was my bad. See, this is why I can't keep going back and encouraging a little bit. It's got to be all or nothing. It's got to be bring it on, suggest whatever you want, or no tips, none at all. There's really that middle ground just doesn't work. And I have learned this lesson repeatedly, but I haven't really learned it, have I? Because I keep encouraging people and confusing the hell out of you. I should just shut up and just say none. Just say none. Works better that way. Dare I ask how things are going? 2 hours in. They're going about the same as they were after 3 hours yesterday. So with 2 hours in, that means we got 5 hours on this boss. What's up, Bark? How are you doing? Oh, that's all gonna come out wrong. Type. How does I type? So we're gonna need to do some farming, I think, for some resources. Either do some farming for some resources, or I bring someone in for some co-op. You were talking about the Dragon Slayer armor. Use the Desert Sorceress set. You know, let me show you what is the most horrifying thing about that set that we discovered yesterday. It's really kind of horrifying. First, let me take that off so you can see. If I put on the Desert Sorceress bustier. Oh, Desert Sorceress. You mean this, right? Desert Pyromancer? Or is there another one? I think you mean this. But remember, I'm hollowed, right? So I have lost all my flesh. You know how badly this fits? There's a serious air gap around my chest. And that is scary as hell. So we just can't wear that. Do it over and over until success. That's the recipe. So, yeah, Desert Sorceress. We can't do that. It's horrible. Horrible! We're not using quick rolls, we're using medium rolls. I could shed some armor, shed some weight, and get to the really fast rolls. I don't think that's gonna save me here, though. I don't know. That's what the Dark Ring is for. I don't think I have the Dark Ring. I don't think I have it. So, not worry about that. The dark... Oh, I do have the Dark Stone Plate. I do have the Dark Stone Plate. I do. I was wearing the speckled a bit yesterday. Dark Defense goes up by about 10 points. That might help me avoid the Toxic, but when I do all right, when I do better on the first phase, I'm usually avoiding that anyways. So the Dark... I don't know, it's good. The only, the ring I just swapped for it was the Pontiff's Eye, so all that was doing was giving a boost when I got the occasional critical. So, that's what I'm told. Gudgeum, that's what I'm told. There are medium rolls. Yeah, we are, that would be the medium roll, not the quick roll and not the fat roll, so called. Okay, well, help me understand, Winterman, because that's not exactly what I was getting yesterday. I asked yesterday what the weight thresholds were, and I was given 3 numbers. Right, under 30% for a fast roll. Bark stuck on the Demon Prince for now. Demon Prince. Under 30 for fast roll and whatever it was, above whatever for the fat roll, but there's an in-between. Anything below 70% weight is fast, so it's just the roll length, is what Winterman is saying. Roll length is affected by weight. So, Denser, are you still out there? I think it was Denser who was throwing me some numbers yesterday. So the 30% isn't a thing? It doesn't change anything. I love it when the information coming in is not consistent. Let's go farm for some souls. I think we need them. It's either that or pop some boss souls. Let me take a look over at the Dragon Slayer armor. You said, Procyon, you said to head for a certain altar. Sunlit altar? Don't think for a moment I remember what that is, or where that is. You said there'd be a Red-Eye Lothric Knight. Alright, well, I am no authority on that, Gudgeum. All I'm saying is I've gotten conflicting information from chat, so I won't try to correct you, but I've heard different things, so. Which way am I going? You said it's close by and easy to find. Towards the stairs or towards the fountain? In front of the bonfire when you spawn is the Grand Archives. Behind you is the way to the Sunlight Altar. Which is which? Are those the archives in there, or are those the archives in there? So you know what you're thinking of. I don't yet. Front and behind is a little tricky since I've already moved. NG, yes, still NG. So, you know, we've got every possible advantage. It's just a question of my pulling my shit together. Level 95. We have not leveled in the DLC. We probably leveled once or twice in Ariandel. Most of those 95 levels are from playing the main game. The Sunlight Altar is the Fountain Way. Okay. That I can work with. Thank you. I should also be taking a second break. I'm trying to take 5 minutes every hour here under my PT's advice. Is that by chance one of the red eyes? Now let me get close. Shit. One does not take breaks from souls. One does, especially when one has had a recent spinal surgery. Okay, Darth, you're gonna lurk for a bit. Yeah, 175 sounds pretty high no matter what you're doing. So what's the best way? Kill that guy, go to the bonfire, respawn, run back and forth. 5,000, if you do it fast, I imagine you get 5,000 a minute. Be pretty easy to build some up. Witcher or Riot. What I was thinking was if by some miracle we finish this today, which we're not going to do, we could spend tomorrow on The Witcher. But no, we're going to be playing this tomorrow. I think you can see that already. Hey, Beast Blood, how you doing? I'd say it is 5K for buying consumables. That's pretty good. It'll get us 5 gold. 5 gold pine resin. I remember the finger. What do I actually have to be? Lighter is a good level spot as Archdragon Peak, where one random NPC spawns from the snake. Just stand behind the spawn. Fast souls prevent it. I'll try to remember that, or if we need another spot, let me ask again. For now, I think this works. I mean, that's about a minute to get 5,000. We're not going that far. I just want to replenish supplies, so we won't be here long. I need to take a break anyway, so if you need to take a break, anyone needs to take a break. I'm gonna do this for a few minutes and then take a break. So if you need an extra long break, you gotta go walk your dog, run out to the store or something, this is probably a good time. Beast Blood, you're getting hyped for E3. You gonna be able to survive the hype? It's still a week off. Hey, can't camera, please! There are people here. Nope, it starts tomorrow. I thought it was 14th through 16th, I thought. Was that previous year's date? How was I that far off? I mean, I thought I just looked it up either this morning or last night. I guess I'm completely wrong. Procyon, you looked it up and apparently there is a sub 30% roll, which is faster and farther. If you just looked it up, I'm inclined to roll with that information, but you see how confusing it is for me, right? And one day someone says yes, and the next day two people say no, and then somebody says maybe, and then... Yep. Oh, the event thing. You're talking about the conferences this weekend. Okay. When I was running around in the main game, at some point, under 30%, it certainly felt like it made a difference. Almost nobody runs around at sub 30% equipment load anyway. Perhaps. I don't know if it's almost nobody, but I did. I think I played most of the main Dark Souls 3 game like that. Not out of some stubbornness to have no armor, but just because I liked rolling as fast and as far as possible. It's the smoothness of Dark Souls 3 on PC that's given me pause with going back once more, even though we've had a number of Bloodborne playthroughs and 24-hour streams and co-op and whip runs and all that stuff. it was getting to Dark Souls 3, which is just so butter smooth. That left me hesitant to go back to Bloodborne, as much as I love that game. What are we farming for? You missed the memo. I need some consumables. I want to buy some gold pine resin and possibly some blooming purple moss clumps. So that's all. Nothing crazy. I'm not trying to get hundreds of thousands of souls. Maybe 40 or 50k. So let me just run back and forth 3 or 4 more times, and we'll go cash in. I'll take a 5-minute break. We'll get back to the Demon Prince. But I think the gold pine resin is working pretty well. So it'd be nice to have 20 runs worth or more. Likewise with the blooming purple moss. That's it, Denza. I mean, you'll get used to it. If you've ever gotten used to any games with less than ideal frame rates, you'll get used to that. But it blurs that beautifully dark landscape. It blurs the action. It really stings, going back to that. Sober Dan.
Another member of the family. Hello, hello. So very good to meet you.
Sorry for the terrible lip sync. Sober Dan, welcome. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. By the way, Jay, did you like the DAD song I sent? I was getting ready for the stream. I decided I'd watch it later. I have not listened to it yet. I like the lead-in, though. He said, do you like rock and roll? That's an easy yes. So I will check it out. I may need a reminder, but I think I'll find it after the stream. On my own. I did dig into my notes yesterday and check out some of the clips and things people have saved lately. Like S7, your perfectly timed Wilhelm scream yesterday, which you had no idea was so perfectly timed. But it was. You could not have known, unless you did, that I was about to die. I think Nate clipped that. Come on. A medal. Yeah, there's that. Ooh, there's that. Good, let me do 2 more, and then we'll take a little break. And when I come back, we won't be farming. We'll go back to the boss. I wonder at what point he would hear me. If I came running in and ran halfway through the room, he'd probably hear me. I just failing these past few times to even get close enough to him. Okay, last one. What's up, Nick? The right streamer you could watch all day. It's good. I could dance all day. I could dance all day. We're gonna dance all day. We're gonna die all day. I'm glad you're prepared for this. Okay, good enough. Let's go shopping, take a break, and then get back to the boss.
Oh, how
That should do. And I ran out of embers, didn't I? No, I still have one. One little ember teasing me there. I think there's a couple more for sale. I know I've been offered some. If we end up co-oping, you know, I'll ease up on that too. But let's not. After what happened yesterday, if I'm going back online, I'm going to make a backup save first in case someone is going to drop in and pull the shit they did yesterday using some cheat engine, trainer, or whatever they used to hack and kill the boss before we even saw it or got there. Any plans on restreaming the E3? I hadn't planned on it. I hadn't really thought about it. Maybe I should give it some thought. Get with me off stream. Let's talk about that. Oh, Lamia, also yesterday, I don't know if did you see the stream yesterday? It sounds like you've been really busy and you may not have seen that. But the very beginning of the stream yesterday, we don't want to put in a VOD. You might have seen it in Discord, but yeah, someone invaded and then did their little thing and went and killed the boss, and we weren't there, and we had to load from a save and start the DLC over. I see no reason to include the bit of the DLC that got ruined by that invader in the VOD, right? We can talk about it later. I just wanted to let you know in case you were doing any cutting while this was going on, or today, before I had a chance to talk to you about that. Okay, I'm rambling again. Jay, shut up. Take your break already. I'll see you all in 5 or 6 minutes. This one, I had to reload from a save. If you want to see, I cut the highlight down pretty short. There's the VOD from what happened yesterday. Someone named Kane invaded, jumped off a cliff, seemed to disappear, figured they were out there somewhere waiting to jump me. Instead, a couple minutes later, the boss hit bar, this boss, Demon in Pain, whatnot, showed up at the bottom of the screen and then was gone. Then the Demon Prince hit bar showed up, then it was gone. Then victory and all that crap. So yeah, it's some known exploit, trainer, hack tool, whatever, and people are griefing other people with it. So that's why we're playing offline now, and that's part of why I hesitate to go back online. But if we're gonna co-op at some point, we'll obviously go online, and I'll ease up on it. But you better believe I'm gonna make a save backup before we do that. Okay, break time. See you in a few.